Welcome to the Carmelite Quotes Podcast, where we share Carmelite wisdom to encourage and inspire. Today, on the feast of Saint Maria Maravillas of Jesus, we celebrate a woman whose life was marked by an intense love for God, total surrender, and heroic fidelity to her Carmelite vocation. Born into a deeply devout family in Madrid on November 4, 1891, Maria Maravillas Pidal y Chico de Guzman was the daughter of Spain's ambassador to the Holy See. From her earliest years, she showed an extraordinary love for God. At just 5 years old, she consecrated her virginity to him before a small altar she built herself. Her early years were filled with happiness, yet her heart was always drawn toward something greater. Inspired by the writings of Saint Teresa of Avila and Saint John of the Cross, she discerned her vocation to Carmel and entered the monastery at El Escorial in 1919, taking the name Maria Maravillas of Jesus. Her personal motto, "Love is repaid with love," reflected her complete dedication to God. In 1924, she founded a monastery at Cerro de los Angeles, the geographic heart of Spain, near a recently dedicated monument to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. This foundation, a place of prayer and reparation, was a response to her deep desire to bring glory to God and offer intercession for the Church and her country. Her vocation was tested during the Spanish Civil War, a time of severe religious persecution. Forced to leave her monastery, she led her sisters through exile and suffering with courage, serenity, and unwavering trust in God. Despite these challenges, Mother Maravillas went on to establish 10 additional monasteries, reviving Carmelite traditions and creating havens of prayer and contemplation. Her life of prayer and action stood as a testament to her fidelity to God and her Carmelite vocation. Saint Maria Maravillas' spirituality can be summed up in her own words. "I want to know nothing else but to love the Lord." How small, how insignificant the world seems, and how foolish all the struggles and desires within it. For her, the fleeting concerns of this world were nothing compared to the eternal joy of loving God. So next, let's reflect on how Saint Maria Maravillas transformed her deep love for God into a life of action and prayer. Mother Maravillas' life exemplified her belief that this brief time of life must be well spent with joy, offering everything that happens to us with delight, since it is all for the sake of growing in love. She embraced every moment as an opportunity to grow closer to God, seeing even suffering and persecution as gifts to be offered joyfully. Her mysticism was not abstract, but was deeply practical. Reflecting on her mission, she asked, "Why don't all his creatures know and love him?" It's because they don't know him. If they knew him, they couldn't help but love him. This anguish over the lack of love for God drove her to pour herself out entirely for his glory and the salvation of souls. Mother Maravillas understood that love transforms us when we are faithful. Each day, she wrote, if we are faithful, our capacity to love him increases. This growing capacity for love was the hallmark of her sanctity. She lived in the assurance that the love we have at the end of our lives will be the love we have for all eternity. Her dying words, "What happiness to die a Carmelite," encapsulate the entirety of her life, a joyful, total self-gift to God within the Carmelite vocation. She reminded her sisters that love is repaid with love, urging them to respond to God's love with fidelity, sacrifice, and delight in His presence. And now let's take one more step together as we allow the words and witness of St. Maria Maravillas to challenge and inspire us. If you were born to die of love, what does everything else matter? These words from St. Maria Maravillas remind us that life's ultimate purpose is to love God. Nothing else matters. If today's reflection on St. Maria Maravillas has inspired you, we invite you to like, share, and subscribe to the Carmelite Quotes podcast. Visit our website at carmelitequotes.blog to explore more about St. Maria Maravillas of Jesus and other Carmelite saints. Special thanks goes to Sean Beeson for the beautiful music in our podcast. And as we end, let's take a moment to reflect on these words of St. Maria Maravillas. "Every day," she wrote, "if we are faithful, our capacity to love Him increases." So may we too strive each day to grow in our love for God, letting His limitless love transform our hearts and guide our lives. Blessings from Carmel.